Hi everybody, we're here from Van Isle Labradoodles and this is episode 5 of Puppies 1, 2, 3. And today's topic is going to be how to pick the right bed and the right crate for your puppy. So you're looking forward to bringing your Labradoodle puppy home from Van Isle Doodles. And of course, the one thing you want to be sure of is that your puppy is really comfortable when it's nap time. Nap time is really important so that you have some free time and you're able to get some things done, but it's also really important for your puppy. We hear a lot of talk all the time about exercise for puppies, stimulating puppies, socializing puppies, feeding puppies, house training puppies, all these activities. And sometimes what goes by the wayside is the fact that it's so important for the puppies to get lots and lots of good quality rest. Puppies need time to decompress. Their brains are like sponges when you take them home, especially during that critical desensitization, socialization period. So up to about 16 months, they're just being bombarded with new experiences. All sorts of learning is going on. So it's really important we remember to give them time with no activity, no learning, in a place that's nice, soft, warm, quiet, and relaxing. Your puppy needs to feel secure. Your puppy needs to feel that it's okay to just conk out and that nothing's going to harm them, they're not missing out on anything, and that their body is totally comfortable. So to achieve this, we need a couple of things. The first thing we're going to talk about is picking the right bed for your puppy. So you can see here we have several different types of beds. So this bed and this bed are both what we call a donut bed. And you can see the puppies are in this one. This is an extra large donut bed. We have this bed mostly just for making our videos for our litter updates, because we can fit up to 10 infant puppies in this bed. It also serves as a great way to contain them. And when they're being filmed with mom is very readily able to fit in here and the puppies can all line up and nurse. This is bigger than the size you would need for almost any of the puppies that come from Van Isle Labradoodles. Now we do have a couple of really large ones that are in the 50-pound area, and they would be fine in this size of bed. Now what makes a donut bed so special for other than if you're filming a YouTube video, which most of you are not doing? Well, as I said, as you can see here, there's a nice high side to the bed. Labradoodles love to rest their heads. They also love to lean up against something. These beds are flexible, but they're also strong enough so even Spirit, who's 44 pounds, she can fit in this bed. It will accommodate her. It will stretch out this way. She can rest her head and it doesn't collapse and fall over. Now, if you have the size of dog this is meant for, which is up to about 32, 34 pounds, it's absolutely perfect. The dog can curl up and be nice and cozy. And when they're smaller and a puppy, they can just go over to one area and feel quite safe and secure. Now these beds are all individually handmade in Canada. This is just one of the patterns of the fabrics you can get. The other larger bed was another one. There's about 18 different fabrics you can get the beds in. The fabric and the filling are all natural products. They're all Canadian sourced. There's nothing from overseas, so you're not going to be having anything that smells strange. So this bed here, this is just a little $12 bed that came from a big box pet store. It is, I'm sure, made in China. Yes, it is, and it is 100% polyester. Now, we have these because this is what we start the puppies off in the nest with once we take them out of the whelping box and give them their first little bit of freedom. And this is the only size of bed we use so that it's very small and they learn not to go to the bathroom here. If you give the puppies the choice of this bed and or a dog, they will all choose this bed. And the only reason we can figure that they do that is because These are all natural. There's nothing synthetic in terms of the smell, the dyes, or whatever it is that goes into the filling in these. So yes, you can buy beds like this in big box pet stores for a lot less money. And when you have an infant and when they're eating everything, that's not a bad idea. However, usually by the time you're taking your puppy home from us, it's not difficult to have them learn not to be chewing their bed and start off with one of these. Now, the other thing that's great about these is it comes apart and everything is soft. So there's no hard sides as there are in many beds. It just collapses really easily. This means you can put it both in the washing machine and the dryer. We put ours in separately. We put this in with one cycle and this in a separate cycle. And in our washing machine, which is just a standard top load one, we can do easily 3 of the cushions at once, although 2 tends to be my favorite way of doing it. Now you're probably only going to have one bed, so you probably don't have to worry. I do recommend to everybody to have a couple of spots though for your dog to lay in. So you might want to have one of these in the main place that you think your puppy is going to be sleeping in, and then have a crate mat that you can take in and out of the crate to have in another location in your house. Now this is from the same company, and again you'll see everything's soft. There's no hard sides, so it too can go in the washer and the dryer really easily. This is actually a crate mat. It's a rimmed crate mat. I really like these because it does double duty. This goes really nicely in the crate. It provides your puppy with really nice security in the crate and makes it soft on the sides of the crate, rather than just having the hard plastic crate and a mat on the bottom. This gives them a little bit of extra comfort and a little security. It also takes up a bit of space in the crate, which is always good because the smaller the better. We'll talk about crate sizes in a minute. But these are great. And then when your puppy's not in the crate, you can just take it out, have it on the floor somewhere. It's really easy to move around. If you're going to visit a friend, this is a really easy bed to bring with you for your puppy to feel comfortable and have a familiar scent and just really relax if you're traveling with them. It also works really well in the car too. So if you're going shopping and you have your puppy traveling in their harness within the car, you can unclip them and give them the bed to sleep in while you're in the store. So these are, we have these all available here at Isle Doodles for you if you'd like. They're all, as I said, handmade, and they are all Canadian. Everything in them is Canadian. So they're great. Now for a mini Labradoodle up to, as I said, around 32, 34 pounds, this is just a great size. Spirit's 44 pounds. She can fit in here, and she often will choose this size over the larger size. However, if you have a puppy who is going to be a large mini or a medium, then I recommend you go one size up, just to give your dog room to actually stretch out a little bit more. They all like to sleep a little bit curled up, but when they're resting during the day, sometimes they prefer to be a little bit more stretched out. So the coziness is really important, and this is also important when you're buying your crate. So we tell everybody to get a crate that's a medium-sized crate, around 20 by 22 by 24, roughly speaking. Every manufacturer has slightly different measurements. You don't need to get a great big huge giant crate. You don't need to have your dog able to sit up or stand up in the crate. That's not the purpose of the crate. The crate is there as a safe place for your dog. Now, particularly if you're taking your puppy home and you have children, and I mean by that young children, and young children is anyone over 50, or not over, anyone under 15. Even 12 and 13-year-olds are still considered young children when we are referring to puppies. So dogs need to be able to get away from the kids. A lot of kids, of course, are completely attached to the puppy. They want to spend all the time with the puppy. They come home from school, if they're going to school, they want to pick the puppy up, say if it's sleeping, and cuddle it and do things. The puppy needs to know that the crate is the place where nobody can get at them, where they're totally safe, the door's closed, they don't get out, and nobody comes in. And it's the nobody comes in part that's really important for your dog. So if you have them in their crate all nice and cuddly up in this bed, the crate is not going to be all that much bigger than this bed. It's going to be, about this much bigger in terms of length. Now, Spirit and when Checkers was still alive, they always go in that size of crate. We have bigger crates available because when we go to the vet, if we're taking a litter of say 10 puppies, we need to have a pretty big crate. So we do have several of the larger ones, but none of the dogs ever pick to go in there on their own. They all will choose to go in the medium-sized one. They want it to feel almost like a den. They want to be cuddled up. They want to be safe and secure. They want that roof over their head, and they want those walls on side to side. The door's great. They can see out of it. Now, for some dogs, and particularly for young puppies, when you need to stop the stimulation so that they have a break, then what you want to do is put a cover over the crate. It just needs to be a blanket, a throw, whatever you have available. And you just put that over there so it's dark and they can't see out and be distracted, and nobody can see in and look at them. And for some dogs, that's a really important comfort feature, that nobody can see them either. That gives them a lot of security. But a big crate is absolutely not necessary. It takes up a ton of room in your house. It's bulky and awkward to work with, and people are far less likely to be successful with crate training and working with their dog in a crate with a great big one. The other thing with a big crate is dogs, as we talked about last week in house training, it's not so much that dogs learn to go to the bathroom outside. They learn what a surface is. But they do instinctively never sleep where they go to the bathroom. They don't want to lie in their own pee and poo. Thank goodness. So if you have a big crate, your puppy can be sleeping up here and be going to the bathroom over there. That's absolutely not what you want to do. When you bring your Labradoodle home from Isle Doodles, your Labradoodle puppy is already going to be started on crate training and potty training. If you do the Head Start program, they'll have a really good start on those two things. They'll already know that the crate is not where you go to the bathroom, and they'll all have been crate trained in a really small crate, even smaller than the one I'm suggesting that you buy. So they'll be used to their crate, and they'll know that that's their safe space. So you want to continue that when you get your puppy home with you. So it's really important. Your puppy needs downtime. Your puppy needs a place where they're safe and secure. And as I will talk about a bit more when we do the feeding, I'm going to tell you what you do in terms of feeding and using a crate as well. But you also want the crate there to give you some security. You need to get things done in your house and can't have your eyes on the puppy all the time. So it's important to you that you can put your puppy in the crate, know that your puppy's happy, know that your puppy's safe, and you can go about your business. Because sometimes even having a shower can be problematic. It's just like having a new baby. You have to have somewhere where you can put them where they're safe and secure. So that's our video today on choosing beds, crate mats, and how to choose the right size of crate. Now, if you have any questions or you want to ask something more specific about beds, if you want to know how to order the beds from us, we'll go through all of that when you come from your puppy family visit, but we have them available and can ship them to you if you've already had your visit and now you want to buy one, or you want to buy one of these crate mats or one of the flat crate mats. The flat crate mats are really nice too. The flat crate mats just don't have the sides, and then they come in the same fabric as this. So you can have your bed and your crate mat match if you wish. Whew, that was hard to say. But do feel free to ask any questions that you may have, and we hope you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful. And next week we are going to be talking about exercise and what is and isn't appropriate for your puppy, and we're also going to be talking about the length of time that you should exercise your puppy for, and we'll also touch on length of time to leave your puppy alone and leave your puppy in a crate. So we hope you'll join us again next week, and thank you so much for watching.